All right, Shalom, Maikim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect, that's Jesus' word in all true faith and sincerity. And today I just want to pretty much, such as a continuation from the lesson the elder brother Aaron and I did last night. The title was "Fire is Fitting," and we brought out a few articles to support that statement. One of them was they actually got a college course, concerning Nicki Minaj. It's an actual a course you take in college under the banner of Nicki Minaj and rap, hip hop, feminism, some crazy shit like that. And also it's another article we brought up, which kind of coincides with this one. You had some students pretty much had a meltdown. It was in an uproar when this college professor pretty much broke it down that there was only two sexes, man. And now today, which shows that we're in Babylon the Great. This is National Coming Out Day, man. Fucking sick place. So this is from thehill.com, and it reads, LGBT students at religious schools stage walkouts on National Coming Out Day. And that in itself is an oxymoron. You a homo, but you going to these religious institutions. Such a contradiction, man. What a moronic life these people are living, So I just read a little bit and we get some precepts. Lord, when it's edifying, man. But just prove it showed, just like the title from last night, fire is fitting, man. So it says, students at religious schools across the country will be walking out of class Tuesday to demand widespread changes be made to how the alphabets are treated at religious universities and high schools. So even though, this modern form of Christianity, that shit off, but, they still it's certain pressure points where these Christians got to touch on. Some have conceded to the fully to Babylon. Some, kind of stand on, that lifestyle. They reject it, man. You going to a Christian school, but you for that life. That's not the case. It said Tuesday's walkouts at more than 100 schools. These are universities, these are actual, colleges and shit. It says were organized by the Religious Exemption Accountability Project and the Black Menaces. See, because guess what? Gay is the new black, man. Matter of fact, let me continue. This is a group of 5 black students at Brigham Young University, BYU, whose viral TikTok videos showed their mostly white peers often struggling to answer questions about race and identity. So as you can see, the face of this rebellion, staging these different walkouts and standing up for that lifestyle. It's 5 black students, man. 5 Jakes. That's pretty much leading the charge, man. Yeah, this is a sick place, man. And I ain't even gotta read nothing else to it. Man. And ultimately, it all goes back to the so-called white man. Let's start out with this in the book of Job 9:24. It reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the vibration on the earth, it has been influenced by the ways of the so-called white man. And it plays out through his laws, his legislations, his rhetoric, you know. And that has pretty much, and this is what you got now. From the results of the so-called white man ruling, this is what you have. You're having homos at these different religious institutions, you know, staging walkouts because you want to be treated better. But nigga, you get the best jobs, nigga. Anything that happened to you is already considered a hate crime. So these homos got an upper hand, but it just shows you this is really the vibration of the so-called white man, because really he's a natural homo. Because that's why it's allowed, and it's at a high rate. And it said it's given to his hand, so it's evident that it's of him. When it's of Egypt and McDonald's, that wasn't the head, the source of McDonald's didn't stem from Egypt. It came from America. These leggings and shit. These different trends, from the attire to the fucking these different TikTok dances and shit. That all goes back to the so-called white man. So the evidence goes back to him, man. The fingerprints, it goes back to him. It says he covered the faces of the judges thereof. Yep, which he had. There's a thing called iconoclasm, where he pretty much defaced the images of the men of old. Starting with the Most High and our Lord, the prophets. Even he have pretty much have distorted the reputation of the Lord, man. He have done all these things all the way down to from the law, statutes, commandments. And this modern form of Christianity is done away with. And things of that nature, man. That all go back to Esau. It says, if not, where and who is he? See, all these problems that's taking place on the planet Earth, it come from somewhere, man. When there's a foul air, a foul stench in the air, it's a source from whether somebody pooted or goddamn a motherfucking dog is dead or some shit. It's a source from where the stench is coming from. So concerning the wickedness that's taking place upon the planet Earth, who else could it go to but the so-called white man? And our people, 2/3 of our people have pretty much indulged in this man ways and this cesspool of, living the American life, man, the American dream, And that's why the scripture talk about they that is joined unto him shall be thrust through as well, man. See, that's what's going to please the Lord, is when the Lord get rid of these Edomites as well as these niggas, man. Wisdom of Solomon 14:9 says, for the ungodly and his ungodliness. See, so the ungodliness, the wickedness that's taking place upon the planet Earth, it comes from the ungodly, the wicked. See, the so-called white man ain't just have the description and just call him that. This man is earning that title, man. Because he have got all these other nations, as well as 2/3 of our people, to follow that shit. Because they ain't just, concerning this the article, that walkout. It was Goose taking a stand, and of course Edomites and Elam and certain Hamites and shit. But it's the so-called white man. He's the source. He's the problem. That's where the ungodliness come from. Because ultimately, this nigga, he the one that okayed this shit. These different commercials from something as subtle as motherfucker selling insurance. It's two gay couples counseling about what they gonna do, man. How sick is that, man? And just going back to the title from last night, that's why fire is fitting, man. And a day, what's the coincidence? It's National Coming Out Day. 6, man. It says, for the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Most High. See? So just going back, is that this man is the source of the ungodliness that takes place on the planet Earth. You know? Matter of fact, let's get this in Revelation 11:8. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. And that's when people, in a dead state in this great city called America, man. Dead from the neck up. It says, this great city, it says, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So concerning America, one of the is the attributes of it is spiritually Egypt. From all the way down to the geographical comparison. Certain customs they keep. But it says Sodom as well. And it ain't no breakdown. You ain't got to have a thorough breakdown of why America is spiritually Sodom, man. I ain't got to have no thorough breakdown. Just matter of fact, since it's coming out, they go to whatever downtown or whatever, and you're going to see, man. It's going to be it's going to be at a higher rate today because you see flares every day, man. Especially like these different smart cities, like a refuge for these faggots, man. But it says spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. And like I said, you can go to Egypt. There's a lot of comparisons. You can make America with Egypt. But it says also spiritually Sodom, man. And that shows you what the Lord did to Sodom. It's gonna, it's not gonna be no comparison with what the Lord's gonna do to America, man. Matter of fact, we'll wrap it up. Cause this is a touchy subject. Cause he's one. He's a faggot with a scrap. He know how to use that scrap. That's what makes him so dangerous. He ain't like one of them fragile homos that he get, scary and shit. Now this is one of them tough faggots. Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And this is why the Lord is gonna violently overthrow this man. This is the book of 2 Peter 2, and I start at verse 5. It says, and spare not the old world. See, in that old world, when you read it in the book of Genesis, it was wickedness at a high rate. It tells you violence filled the earth. The heart of every man was only evil continually. Because that LGBTQ, XYZ, that's a doctrine, man. The plethora of genders, that's a fucking doctrine, man. And you got niggas that's agreeing to it. Like I said, it's a college course that's about to come up in the spring of next year concerning studies on Nicki Minaj. And guess what? Niggas gonna apply if they haven't already did when they first got the news, man. But those are doctrines is only evil continue. You seeing the mind of the so-called white man playing out through America. That's why all this confusion, this madness, the sickness, the nastiness that takes place hurt, man. That's why the only judgment, is fire, man. That's gonna be the best cleansing agent. That scripture talk about that beast of more destruction, man. Shit gonna be swept away, man. It says, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, a preacher of righteousness. See? So that shows in that time, it was a wickedness taking place at a high rate. If he was a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. See, because that was the solution in that time. It wasn't like you can get you another governor, you get your president set up and you just No. Like how today is, niggas think that you just get the community. And I ain't gonna stop. My skin crawl when I hear niggas say community, man. Because that just brings, that's the spirit of blackness. Now you seeing grills and shit being brought forth, and 95.7 jams, the different rap radio stations, whatever you reside. And now a nigga got to fight now. It was a shootout. And it's back, So when a nigga say community, that's like a spell, man. That's like a curse, Nigga talking about the black dollar. No, the only solution for this lifetime is destruction by the way of fire, man. That's why Noah introduced those people in that time to the flood. He was breaking down the rain to them and shit. Because that was the solution in that time. And when you talk about Noah, in the same breath, you're going to talk about Lot as well. When you read St. Luke, the 17th chapter, he talks about the days of Noah. They said they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage, But then it also says, likewise, also in the days of Lot. So it goes hand in hand, man. We had the wickedness at its height, man. That's what we're seeing. Wickedness at its peak. And this is why the call for fire is at hand. It says, in turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. So as you can see, concerning an example, which is something like a prelude to what the Lord is going to do. And it's like, that's why I said to those that after should live on, because ultimately it was going to happen again in a bigger scale, on a bigger scale, man. Like I said, and we know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Like I said, you ain't got to have no thorough breakdown of the little acts, and just the niggas get especially these Edomites, they get charged for sodomy and shit. That's where you get the term from. But the point is what? It's an example. So meaning, this is going to take place on a bigger scale, man. And the venue the Lord have chosen to show his power is America. And we see why. They living up to this, to the destruction, man. When the Lord talks about how this place going to be wiped out, how these people going to be tormented in fire, that lake of fire. We see why now, man. But the solution is that fire, that beast of destruction, to sweep away the wickedness on the earth. So yeah, I just hope to edify and let it give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostle, elders, great millstone. Shalom, BTA, Abba. What's up, bro?